Hello guys. So I've been just working on a new project and I wanted to show you what it is, but I wanted to also give you a few pointers on how to make this yourself. So for any of you that are familiar with Red Dead Redemption 2, you may know that there is a greet feature and an antagonize feature. Now, I was able to replicate this pretty darn well. It's you can change it no matter which way you like it, but I'm going to show you what I have so far, and then you can change it to your liking. So allow me to just demonstrate what happens. So here's my character, and when you get closer to this NPC right here, this is not how the game is going to look. This is just for testing purposes. But here is our NPC, and if we walk up and we press E, you can see that your mouse gets unlocked and you can see it, and then you get this feature down here that has a greet button and an antagonize button. I decided to go with buttons because this is a computer and I thought it'd be a little easier than buttons. But if you wanted to do it with a controller, you would obviously map those to a button. And then when you let go of E, it gets rid of it and then it just continues the game. But here's what happens when you do this. Okay.
Morning.
Good morning to you.
All right. And
Good
then
morning.
Hi there.
it's randomly
Howdy.
scripted dialogue
Hello there.
and it's got subtitles.
This one looks like trouble.
Walk away now, you little bastard.
Alright, and then I just used Upper Duck to get some of the Red Dead cast. So yeah, let me show you how you can replicate this. So what you're going to do is you're going to create a script. You can name it whatever you want, but I'm going to call this interactions because I already have the code for the greet and antagonize. Okay, we are now going to open our script, and here are the top things we're going to use. Now, you might not be using TMP Pro, but I'm going to be using that, so we'll be using TMP Pro, and then we will be using Unity Engine .ui. Alright, and then the rest can stay. So here are the first two things you're going to need. So I'm going to create some headers. You don't need to create a header, but you can if you would like. And I'm going to simply name this interaction. Alright, and then I'm going to put a public float and interaction distance. Now this could be set whatever you like. This could be 10, 5, 1, but I'm going to do 5, and then you're going to put F. And then you're going to have public audio clip. Public audio clip, and then make sure you add the brackets or the braces so you can have multiple lines. Then we can do greet lines. And then public antagonize. Oh, it's trying to pull that up. Oh, wait. Alright. Audio clip. And then you're going to do antag lines. That's short for antagonize. And then here's your other lines. You're going to have a public audio clip. Braces again, brackets, whatever they're called. And then you're going to have NPC and tag lines. And you're also going to have public audio clip brackets. I think it's brackets. NPC greet lines. Alright, and then I'm going to hurry and make another header for the rest of our things. And we're going to call these references. Alright, and then you're going to add a public game object. And I'm just going to call this UI. And then I'm going to have my public player, which is going to be a transform. And a player. Alright, then you're going to have public game object dot at NPC. Or you could do current NPC. You can also, I think this would work with this, but you might be able to put brackets right here, and then you can have multiple NPCs to work with, or you could just apply this to multiple NPCs and it should work, but I haven't tested it out. Probably should. Alright, then you're going to have an audio source, and you're going to name this audio, you're just going to simply name this audio source, and then you're going to call, and then you're going to do a button, and you're going to call this a greet button. Now again, if you want to make this a key, you can. It'll work the same way. Speaking of key, you're going to need a key code up here. So make sure you add the key code interact key equals I'm gonna call key code dot t, but you can do whatever you want. Alright, and then let's see, where did we leave off? Oh yeah, alright, public button and tag button. Alright, then you're going to need a public TMP text. And you're going to call this subtitle text. And public game object subtitle menu or UI. I'll call it UI. Alright, and then you only need two more references. You're going to call a private bool. And you can call, and we're going to call it subtitle enabled. And private float player clip length. Right, so the first thing you're going to put in your audio source is you're going to get your audio source. You're going to do get component, get audio source, and then you're going to do greet button, get audio. No, it's on click. You're going to add a listener. You're going to call this greet. That's going to be highlighted, but that's because that's going to be a future void. So we'll make that in a second. And tag button dot on click dot add listener. And you're going to call this antagonize. Alright, then you're going to set your UI active, which is going to be false at the beginning because you don't want your UI at the bottom. Unless you do, then you would just simply set this to true. And then you're going to have your subtitles enabled equals false because we're not talking to anybody just yet. And then you're going to simply just set your UI as well unactive. Subtitle UI dot set active. Why is that saying that that is not correct? Subtitle. Alright, yeah, I didn't spell that correctly. Alright, and then yeah, that should be your start function. So now we're gonna move into the void function. And again, this can be okay, so you're gonna give your key. And this could be again whatever you want it to be. And then you're gonna put your interact key in here. You're gonna call that. And then you can leave notes. I'm not going to, but this is just, we're about to check if the player is close enough to an NPC. Actually, wait, we'll do that. Alright. And then you're gonna do a retest hit. And you're gonna call this hit. All right, and then you're gonna do if physics dot retest player. All right, and then the player position and player forward. Oh wait, player dot forward and out hit and interaction distance. All right, and then you're gonna check if hit dot collider dot game. Oh my hey, game object. Alright, and then this is just where we're going to compare a tag, and you can name this tag whatever you want, but I'm gonna simply call it NPC. And then you're gonna do your current NPC equals collider get. Oh wait, no, hit collider game object. Alright, UI set active equals true. Debug. You can debug the log. I did this in mine just to make sure it worked, but it didn't really stick around. It kept, I don't know, it just kept disappearing from my debug in my log, so I'm not gonna do it. Alright, then we're gonna do visible equals true. Alright, and then that should be pretty good. But we can now do this, and this is going to disable our UI. We're gonna get key up, interact key, interact key. Alright, and then you're just again going to set your UI unactive. Right, and then you're gonna set your cursor back to locked. And you're gonna set your cursor visible dot false. Right, that should be good on your update side. Now we can make the greet. Oh, we're gonna make this public so our button can access it. So public void greet. Alright, and then you're gonna do int index equals random range. Alright, and then I'm gonna set this to 0. Greet lines and then dot length. Put braces there. Oh wait, no, don't put braces. I was wrong. Alright, and then audio source dot play one shot and greet voice clips. Greet lines dot index. Player clip length equals what the heck? Player clip length equals greet lines. And then you put in here index dot length and subtitle text, and then you can do whatever you want. You can put your character's name in here. I'll do Arthur for an example because this is like a Red Dead thing. Right, greet voice clip, and then you're gonna do the greet lines dot index, and then you're gonna put dot name here, so it can grab the name of your why can't I think of it? The name of your audio clip. I'm trying to type this and I can't freaking think. And then start routine, and we're gonna call this play NPC dialogue. You're gonna call this NPC greet lines dot index dot name. And again, this is gonna be underlined because we need to make this a function, which we will get to in a second. And then you just gotta set your subtitle UI to set active equals true, or in parentheses true. Right, and then you can actually just copy your greet function, and all you need to do is just change a few things around. We're gonna change this to antagonize. Right, and then in here you're gonna put antag lines, and here it's gonna be antag lines dot index, and then you're gonna do your antag voice lines right here as well. And you don't need to change this, you do need to change this. And then you're gonna change this to NPC antag lines. And then that should be good. I think hope I'm right. Alright, and then you're going to start an INE numerator, and you're gonna call this play NPC dialogue audio clip in brace brackets. You're gonna call this clips. Alright, then you're gonna do yield return new. Wait for seconds. Wait for seconds real time. Layer clip length plus 1F, and it's going to return this function, so you actually get a second to read like what's on screen. Okay. Let me make sure I did that correctly. Alright, let me make sure I got this correct. Scratch that. You do not need this stuff on your antagonize and greet functions. It's gonna be just like that. Right, int index equals random range 0 clips dot length, audio source, play one shot, clips, index, subtitle, subtitle text dot text equals your current npc dot name plus this space and your clips index dot name. Right, and then you're gonna do start quarantine again. Hide subtitles is going to be the name. You're gonna do clips index dot length dot length dot length. Oh my heck, I am struggling right now. Index. There we go, finally. Yeah, and then dot length. Put semicolon, and then that should be it for your play NPC dialog. Right, last thing we're going to need is another IE enumerator. And this is going to be hide subtitles. Right, and then float duration. And then you're going to do a yield return new, wait for seconds real time duration plus 1f. Right, and then if subtitles enabled, braces, subtitles. I'm going to do subtitle dot text equals this. Nothing there. Right, subtitles enabled equals false. And then you're going to do subtitle UI dot set active active equals false. Alright, and just like that, we are done. So I'm gonna go over it real quick. So here are your interactions. You're gonna need a public flow interaction distance, public key interaction key. This can be any key you would like. Public audio clip, you need your greet lines, your antagonize lines, your NPC antagonize lines, and your NPC greet lines. In references, you're going to need your UI, your player, your current NPC, audio source, 2 buttons, a greet button and antagonize button. Text, this doesn't need to be TMP Pro, but this doesn't need to be TM Pro, but I'm going to use TM Pro, and you're going to call this subtitle text. You're going to need a game object, subtitle UI. You're going to need a private pool, subtitles enabled, and private float player clip line. Then here is what you're going to need in your start function. And then in it here is what you are going to have in your update function. Here's what you're going to have in your greet function. Here's what you're going to have in your antagonize function. Here's what you're going to have in your play NPC dialog. And you're going to have, here's what you're going to have in your hide subtitles. So you can save this, and you can go back into Unity. Now here I have a simple scene set up. So I have my NPC over here, and I called it Stranger. And it's got a box glider and a rigid body. And then here is my player. I just got a basic third-person movement script, a character controller, and then I have my camera script. And then what I did is I put my Greet and Antagonize menu on my main camera, on my camera that follows my player. And this is what it's going to look like. So it's going to be an image. Well, this is what mine looks like. It's got an image with a grid layout, so you can create all these buttons and it will stay in this box. And you have the two functions, the greet button and the antagonize button. And here, you're going to want to drag in your audio manager, but we'll get to that in a second. So here you're going to have all of your voice clips. You're going to have your players, all of your player audio sources, and your script, and you're going to have your NPC scripts. And one important thing to note is we are going to be pulling our audio source name. So whatever you want the subtitle to be, that's what you gotta name your audio clip. Right, and then here's what you're going to have in your Greet and Antagonize script. You're going to have all of your voice clips put to here. And then you're going to drag in your UI, which is this up here. And then you're going to drag in your capsule, which is, well, your player, which is the capsule right here. Then you're going to drag in your NPC character. And you're going to drag in your audio manager, which is going to be this right here. This is going to be your audio source. Alright, then your greet button. You're going to drag in your greet button. You're going to drag in your antagonize button. And then you're going to drag in your subtitle and text. So what I did is I put my subtitles on the audio manager. And I put it in a text holder. And then I gave it the title. And this could be empty. So let's set this unactive for right now. And then you just drag in your subtitles UI right here and then your text right there. Alright, and then I was saying with your greet button, you should drag in your audio manager. And you should do greet and antagonize. You're going to put the greet on click and the antagonize feature on here as well. Actually, this probably isn't required because we already had it add and click and add an audio manager, but it'll work. If it like overlaps, you might want to just disable that. But anyway, we'll test it and we'll see if it worked. I'm gonna hurry and enable UI. Don't mind the Red Dead 2 music. Alright, and then when we press key, or E in this case, you can see that it brings up our menu, and we
Good
can
morning.
Good morning to you.
We can now greet, and as you can see, it overlapped, so we can actually get rid of these two functions. But yeah, if you just remove those two functions, you should have a good working script. I will show that at the end. Yeah, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I will try and get to you as fast as I possibly can. I hope this helps you try and make a greet and antagonize feature. And again, you can like create this for like create unique scripts for every character and give them their own unique dialogue options and everything. But yeah, you can really just mess around with this to see how you like it, and I will catch you guys in the next tutorial. I don't know what it'll be, but hopefully I help some people out. Alright, thank you. Bye-bye.
Who let the idiot out of the asylum?
Shut up! Or I'll shoot you!
Howdy, fellas.
Hey there, son.
Howdy, fellas.
Hi there.
You're too stupid to be walking around like this.
Walk away now, you little bastard.
Howdy.
Howdy, partner.